Hello fellow daydreamers, and welcome to my first monthly setup of the year 2025. I'm finally back and motivated to take up bullet journaling again in this fresh year. For that, I went back to my trusty A5 format with this dreamy gentle giant notebook therapy Tsuki journal. Alongside, I'll be using many different papers, washi tape, magazine cutouts and stickers. The stationery is all about this rich blue color of this specific dual tip brush pen that is the color of January. Each month will have its own signature color, which gives me an easy framework for collaging the various months. We're of course starting with the entry page writing out January in this lush cursive calligraphy, since it reminds me of the deep blue ocean waves. Under it goes a mini calendar. The left side will be somewhat functional, otherwise I don't really flip back to these entry pages, even though they are most often the most decorated ones. I'm making lists with my goals and projects of the month. The goals are broader ideas that will guide my thinking and actions in January. For those, I consulted my quarterly goals and roadmap that I set up in my last video. All the white space around these areas I am now able to fully cover up with my stationery collage. For that, I'm starting with the biggest, more uniform pieces of paper to have a basis. On top of those go my different washi tapes in various directions and thicknesses. And so I'm adding on and on with magazine cutouts and stickers from color-coordinated papers. They are particularly handy with this kind of theme. I'll be focusing on planning out my master's degree more clearly, implementing regular self-care rituals, and research my future career field. Revisiting my spiritual practices with tarot and astrology is another topic I want to emphasize this month. The projects underneath are more practical action steps or shorter-term things I can achieve. For January, this will be sewing my carnival costume, researching a specific topic for my master's thesis, and record the February setup, as well as one more long-form video for YouTube. I also need to plan out my second seminar paper and scout for another, maybe additional uni job alongside my job at the cinema. As you have surely noticed by now, the main color of this month is a rich, what I would call cobalt blue. A cool, rich and clear color that fits this somber winter month. Its name originates from the mineral cobalt that was used to create the pigment since the early 19th century. This timeless color has found a place in art, fashion, design and even the natural world, where it resonates with skies, oceans and exotic blooms. Cobalt blue carries a powerful emotional significance. It is often associated with calmness, trust, and introspection, qualities that align well with the reflective and goal-oriented nature of January. This is a month when many of us seek clarity, set intentions, and envision the year ahead, and Cobalt blue's cool intensity helps create a serene mental space for this work. The next page will house my mandatory calendar spread, where I can draw out all the different events the month will bring. After another lush cursive title, I'm choosing rather simple square boxes as to not overload the calendar before any of its contents are filled in. Beside this grid goes another specific to-do list that will be derived from the appointments, assignments, and other due dates that will come my way. These ones I can divide up in my weekly planning spreads or in my digital app Todoist. Under the calendar, I write out the numbers 1 to 3. Here I will write down, doodle or add photographs for the top 3 achievements, happenings or themes that define the month of January to be. These points will help me to fill out my timeline spread of the yearly pages and choose a pick of the month. In the right lower corner is where I'm drawing out a little media shelfie for the media I consumed that month. I can draw out books, movies, album covers and more here. I picture it to be quite cute. Unlike warmer blues that feel softer or more nostalgic, cobalt blue has a sharpness and vibrancy that stirs inspiration and focus. It can make you feel uplifted yet grounded, providing a sense of stability as you chart out your aspirations. The intensity of the color also symbolizes ambition and drive, serving as a reminder to stay steadfast and disciplined in pursuing your goals. The month of January often feels crisp and introspective. Cobalt blue mirrors the cold but invigorating spirit of the season, wrapping you in a feeling of determination while urging you to embrace moments of peace. The color energizes my spreads while reminding me to pause and breathe. It's a hue that sparks imagination, encourages introspection, and leaves me feeling inspired to tackle the new year with poise and purpose. To hone in my spiritual practices, I'm also bringing back monthly readings of a main tarot card and 2 others to specify that first one. And I also asked my mother to pull one of her Celtic animal oracle cards for me as well to accompany my tarot reading. On the other side is where I wanted to set up a mood tracker. I laid it out as a spectrum from a very bad to a very good mood and wrote out the days of the month vertically down the page. That left me with quite a bit of space on the right border to again collage of all the different papers, washi and stickers. I'm also balancing that ocean of blue out on the other side wherever I can fit things. I drew the 6 of Swords, an air card which corresponds with Mercury in Aquarius, very fitting for the first whole month in the age of Aquarian Pluto, and Aquarius being the sign we're moving into in January. It stands for a difficult situation that is finally ending. I'm embarking on a new journey away from my past problems and stress. That might be my first seminar paper that I had to finish until the end of December. The winds are definitely changing, and my travel in the areas of career, home and perspective are facilitated. Accompanying this card, I drew the Wheel of Fortune, standing for positive change and suddenly moving forward, as well as the 2 of Wands, meaning that I found myself and should continue on my path. The Celtic animal for the month of January that will be guiding me is the deer. It stands for pride, independence and cleansing. It is, like the birch archway behind it, a being of the beginning, between this and the other world. It can help me to be more graceful in vulnerable situations and helps me to keep my physical and mental independence. That one is reinforcing the 2 of Wands for sure. With these energies, I can bravely move forward into a new year, welcome change with a strong sense of self and excel in fields of career, home and perspective. There are various associations that cobalt blue can give you. Cobalt blue reflects the crisp, expansive skies of a clear winter day and the icy depths of frozen waters, making it perfect fit for January. And these natural elements also bring a feeling of freshness and renewal, which aligns with the spirit of starting anew. You can also associate cobalt blue with art and creativity. Historically, cobalt blue has been a favorite of artists like Vincent van Gogh, who used it to capture the vibrancy of the natural world. It's also used in stained glass, windows, and ceramics, and it evokes through that the sense of artistry and timelessness. It is also associated with royalty and elegance. As a color standing for wealth and nobility, cobalt blue adds an air of sophistication. Another thing I'm focusing on in January is my spending. I've noticed it going up slowly over the last few months, so I need to regulate that more again and change my mindset a bit. As a student with just a student job that still wants to travel quite a bit, I need to be smart about spending. So I drew out a table where I can log the kind of thing, the date, and the amount of money I spent on it. Here I will summarize certain areas like snacks that I buy a lot over the whole month or carnival spendings on specific carnival days. Under the log, I will formulate some statistics at the end of the month in a pie chart and conclude with the 3 biggest areas where I spend most of my money. These I can then reflect upon. Fitting with that spread, I'm now setting up my monthly challenge spread for January. I want to make this one a low spend month. For that, I'm tracking the total amount of money that went out per week. Under these stats are 2 habit trackers. The first one I can fill out on the days where I've spent no money at all. The other one is for the days that I was working, so there was money coming in. At the bottom are expenses that I exclude from the stats at the top, like projects I saved money up for separately, like Carnival. Can also associate cobalt blue with spirituality and wisdom. Deep blues have long been linked to the third eye chakra, which symbolizes intuition and inner wisdom. Since I wanted to combine my media journal that I had for the last 2 years with my bullet journal because I didn't use it too much anymore, I'm moving my media log in here. It is a table where I can track what I consumed and in what form, so it being a book, movie, series, music album or podcast, what genre it was in, and then I can rate it from 1 to 10. At the bottom I have a frame where I can write in the highlight of the month. On the left I also have some space to write out a good quote. For now I will leave the right side empty for a possible media collage. For pieces that inspire me most, I will do specific collages of the color story, themes and feels of it and write out my reflections on it in the center, just as I did in my media journal before. And we're already into the last spread of this setup, my first weekly. I chose a classic layout for this first month with a mini calendar in the top left corner and then 7 boxes for each day of the week. I'm numbering out the days and add them in the slimmer cursive that I also use multiple times throughout the setup. I divided the boxes with a line to log in events of the day at the top and to-do lists, small journal entries or doodles at the bottom. The goal is to not have any empty boxes left at the end of the week. Just like that, we're finished with the first monthly setup of 2025. Hopefully this rich blue ocean can help me to find my way back into the bullet journaling habit and that you're inspired by it as well. If you wish to dream along some more, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!